Did you think that getting high quality leads will be easy? I didn't at first, but after I generated thousands of leads for my painting business and scaled it to 71,000 a month consistently, I realized that there's a smarter way to get them, but I didn't knew. And so, to help you actually get leads that pick up the phone, here are 3 lessons that I learned if you want to get high quality leads that just don't waste your time. And so the first step, if you want those high quality leads, then listen up to this. It's very important. And so before I go to the tactics, imagine for a second, because this is gonna make sense, that you have a person, right? There's this person, and he just walked into a store, right? So we have a store, and he just went into the store. And you see all these objects that they're selling. Maybe they're selling some of those Legos. Maybe they're selling like some toys or like a teddy bear, whatever it may be. There's just so many objects, and they're just looking around, right? So this person is just looking around, seeing all the objects that they sell, and what happens? The person just says, "No, I don't think I need anything of this," and he just leaves. Why did that happen? While a girl might come into the same store, right? She comes in, and then she's seeing all these things, right? So those are humans, and then she decides to, oh, you know what? I'm gonna buy this one. That's exactly what I needed. How is it that one person just leaves the store while the other one decides to buy? What's behind that? Well, it's actually very simple. Is that the person, let's say the guy right here, he didn't see a need for those cosmetics, for those toys, for those Legos, whatever it may be. He didn't see a need behind buying it, so he just was like, why would I waste my money? And he just left. While the girl, maybe she wants to give that to his dad. Maybe it's his birthday and she sees a need. Hey, my dad is gonna like this toy or this teddy bear, and I think it's cute. Or maybe for their son or for their daughter. Oh my goodness, this is so cute for my daughter. I need this for her. You see the difference? And so you need to understand that the same way is with homeowners. Not every single homeowner is going to paint their house. That's fine. However, you want to make sure that you're tapping in front of the homeowners that will paint their home. Even if they don't feel like they need it 100%, you can still sell those homeowners into doing it. And so, how do you actually get homeowners that they're thinking about painting or that they will paint? How do you get in front of those homeowners? Well, let me show you. Step number one, you need to understand what level of awareness they have. So, what do I actually mean by that? Well, there's 5 different levels of awareness, and let me actually walk you through this because this is what's gonna get you high quality leads. The first, which is the worst that you can get, is unaware people. Then below them, we have problem aware people. Then below those people, we have solution aware people. And I'll walk you through the stages right now, so don't worry what this means. Then after that, we have product aware people. So people, they know your product. And lastly, we have people who buy. So that's pretty much the levels of awareness in a more simplified way, right? It's more technical than this, but just to keep it simple and understandable, you have to understand that most homeowners are gonna be in the unaware, all right? So they don't understand why they need to paint their home. You see most of the houses, if you go knock at their door and you offer painting services, you're gonna get a, hey, I'm not interested. It doesn't need it right now. I'm good. And so what you wanna do to get higher quality leads, you wanna tap in front of the problem aware people, the solution aware people, and even the product aware people. And so what do I mean by this? So problem aware people means people who understand that their home is deteriorating, who they start to see, like their fascia peeling off, they see the color fading, they just don't like the way their home is looking. That's problem aware people. Now solution aware, it's underneath that one, and that's people who understand they have to paint. So that's the only difference. One, they see the problems, but they don't understand they have to paint their home yet. And the other one below it, they see the paints, they see like how their home is looking, and they know they have to paint. That's the difference. And last one, product, is that they see someone already as someone who they can help. So that might be a competitor. So they see like, oh yeah, this company can help me paint my house. So you want to target those as well because you can make them, hey, you don't have to pick them. You can pick us to paint your house. You see how that works? This also means people who know your company and they know that you can paint. That's people that you want to tap as well. And so understand this, if you want to get higher quality leads, you want to start doing ads or whatever marketing you're doing, door knocking, flyers, whatever it may be. You want to start talking about problems, because as you can see already in problems, in solution, and product, they understand they have a problem. So you want to bring those up, so that brings emotion and they realize, yeah, I don't want my house to look that way. And then you want to make them realize the solution. So what's going to be the solution? You're gonna, it's time to paint your house. That's what you're gonna do in whatever marketing you're doing, in whatever door knocking you're doing. You want to make them realize that they have to paint their house, and that you're the product, aka the service or company, that can do that for them. And that's when they schedule like a free estimate to go see you and they buy from you. So you see how that works. And so before you go into your marketing and you start talking about, yeah, get a free estimate to paint your house, you're doing it the wrong way. You're just targeting people who already understand who you are. But that's probably like a low amount of people. So you're already just targeting like product aware people and they don't even know you yet. So you want to tap into problems, bring them down to what's the solution, and hey, we're here to help. Get an estimate. You see the difference there. Now, step number 2 is that this is actually going to require some level of testing, right? So just to make sure, some pains are going to tap to some homeowners, they're going to relate to them, and other times they're going to be like, yeah, I think this guy is just making things up. And so you want to make sure that you're actually testing what messaging relates more to homeowners. And if I can give you a suggestion, there's 2 ways in which you can do that. One is the hard way, which is you try to learn everything yourself, like the level of awareness, and you try to go test it yourself, which is going to require money for testing. But you eventually can get there like in a couple months or even years, probably. And then step number 2, you can work the smart way, which is you just hire someone who already did it. And so that could be like an agency, someone who actually knows or has run a painting business. Hey, I'm not being biased here that I have an agency and I ran my own painting business, but I'm just saying that usually you want to speed up the process and you want to hire someone who already did the walk and can help you. And so that's my best suggestion, is hire someone who can actually help you because they already walked the path. And step number 3 though is you want to put emotions away. All right, so that's very important. Emotions have to leave the room. You cannot have emotions. What do I mean by this? If you're doing testing or even if you hire someone, it's going to require some type of testing to find out what messaging resonates with people. Usually, people who actually have done the path and they're helping you, they make less errors because they already know what works. But if you're doing everything yourself and you see that it's not working or your messaging is not tapping into the homeowners, that's not a problem. You just have to keep testing. Maybe those problems didn't resonate with them. Maybe you didn't sell the idea of painting the home good enough. So you just have to keep testing, put emotions aside, and you will eventually start getting higher quality leads from people that now realize, hey, I need to paint my house, and I will hire ABC company to do it. Now let's move to the second step if you want to tap in front of more homeowners that they're actually high quality. And so understand this. Imagine for a second that you have 2 taco shops, right? The first taco shop sells tacos for $5 and you get 4 of them. And the second one sells them for $40 and you get 4 of them and the same amount of serving. At that moment, when you're comparing the 2 companies, you're probably going to say, yo, why would I pay $35 more for the same tacos? I'm getting 4 tacos. Over here, I'm paying $5 and I'm getting 4. What's the difference? Why should I pay 40 instead of $5? Well, realize that homeowners are thinking the exact same thing whenever they're comparing you with another painter. They're saying, hey, this guy charged me $2,000 to paint my full exterior, and ABC company, they came at $8,000. What's wrong with something's wrong with them? They're trying to scam me. That's what they're thinking. And so if you ever gotten like, oh, it's too expensive, like, oh my goodness, that's out of the budget type of objections, realize that it's not your fault. You simply have not done the step that is going to make homeowners realize why you're more expensive and why it's worth it. So how do you actually make sure that they see you that way? as an authority rather than like comparing you and not even understanding the difference? Well, the first step is that you have to educate homeowners before you meet with them. And so, what does that mean? Most of the time, whenever we get a lead, we just call them, hey, yeah, you want to get an estimate? Let's book in a time. Boom, that's it. That's not as efficient. You want to educate homeowners on what the whole process is. So you want to build, hey, this is exactly what we do, and this is what makes us different. So you do that before the estimate. So you can do that by sending them videos. You can do that by emailing them and explaining that. You can even do it on the call before scheduling. You want them to realize, hey, this is what makes us different. Do you see how that works? Now, the second step is that whenever you are in front of a homeowner, you want to make sure that you know how to navigate the situation. So, what do I mean by this? I've seen thousands of painters who, when they show up to an estimate, they don't even know what to say. They don't even know what to ask. They don't know how to take control of the conversation. They just simply like, yeah, we can paint your house, and they're walking around. Yeah, I mean that looks kind of bad, but yeah, we can get the work done. I'll give you an estimate. I'll give you for a price, and that's it. What value are you bringing? There's no value, and so understand that it's not just about getting high quality leads that eventually just give you money. Like, you're not gonna show up and they have the bill already, like, yeah, I mean, I saw everything, man, here, just take my money. That's not gonna happen. Everything happens through the whole process. So when people say I want high quality leads, what they're trying to say, and the real intention is, I want a system that actually helps me build trust throughout the whole process, from the ad, from when they become a lead, to when we book them into an estimate, to how we close the estimate. That's what a high quality lead means: having the right process, knowing exactly how to navigate everything. And so you want to make sure that you have a nice script that you're following that builds your authority during the estimate. And step number three, you want to remove pressure. All right, so that's important. Removing pressure is going to make sure that high quality leads stays high quality. What do I mean by this? Nobody likes the person who pushes too much, who makes you feel like they're forcing you into a decision that you don't want to make. That could be trouble. And so you want to remove pressure, right? And let me just actually put an X to remind that. You want to remove pressure at all costs. Sure, it's going to be great if you could close the estimate. You made $8,000 in revenue, right now profit. It's great, but focus more on the homeowner. Can you actually help them? If you feel you can, then actually help them realize that. But do it out of empathy for the person, not just because you want your pay and like, yeah, I'm gonna force this guy, I'm gonna hard close him. You don't want to do that. You just want to help them realize, hey man, like, what happens if you don't do anything? Look at your home. What happens if you get more expensive repairs because you didn't paint your house? That's what you're doing, and that's how you keep the lead high quality, by making sure that there's no pressure and they can be open with you. Now, the last step is where the real money happens. So pay a close attention. So has it ever happened to you that you were not ready to buy something, or you just really didn't have the time to do something? It could be maybe buy like a product, maybe fix something that you wanted to fix, or maybe get better clothes, whatever it may be. You just didn't have the money or didn't have the time to actually keep doing it. And so what most companies do is that whenever somebody doesn't buy, they just like, okay, let's just take them off, let's just get new ones. But that person could have bought, but maybe in 2 weeks, maybe in a month. And so the same way it's with homeowners. If you really try to help them, make sure that they buy from you, because you could get them a beautiful home or a safer home, whatever it may be, but they still didn't move forward with you. You want to keep them in a list, and you want to reach out to them like once a week, twice a week, just to check on them consistently. Hey, what did you decide on the estimate? So those are called follow up practices, making sure you have the right practices after the closing. And that alone helped me close so many more estimates that I could have just easily gave up on. But I kept constantly following up with them, and that's why they chose me, because my competitors were not doing that. So how do you actually do this? Let me walk you through this. So step number one, you want to create something called a hot list. So that hot list is going to be the people that you just couldn't close, and people who, you know, they wanted to paint but they just didn't have the money at the time. They didn't want to do payment plans. They just really didn't have a, you know, they give you an objection and you couldn't really resolve it. So have those hot lists, and then like put it every single one of them in the hot list. And then step number two is you want to reach out once a week. Sometimes depending on the type of person, you know, you want to do it a little bit less, maybe like once every 2 weeks. Really depends on the responses you're getting. But once per week, just give them a call, right? And just check like, hey, did you have time to walk over the estimate? And then if they answer the phone, help them resolve the objection on the phone. And if you feel like they still didn't move forward on the phone, you say like, hey, no worries, can I actually go ahead and send you some, you know, information that might be relevant to you? Or like, can I send you, you know, the house that we just finished in ABC Street? And they're gonna be like, send me that info, and I can even send you the address if you want to go check it out. And so you doing that, you're gonna get more people to actually then decide, hey, you know what, that company I actually have trust, and they're gonna move forward with you. So reach out to them once a week and see if they actually move forward with the project. And step number three, you want to send them testimonials. So whenever you can, you want to email them just some testimonials. Hey, I just want to show you the house that we did over here in ABC Street. You can send them a message. Hey, I sent you an email with the house that we just finished painting from Mike. Go check that out. And that just builds so much authority on you, and it shows that you actually care because you're helping them, make them realize, hey, other people are painting and they trust us to do it. Why should you not do it? You see how that works? So that's how you actually want to follow up with people after you didn't close the sale. So that's how you're actually going to start getting high quality leads that actually convert into painting projects. Remember, it's not just about getting high quality leads that they're ready to pay you. The whole system has to be optimized in order to be a high quality lead, from the ad to a lead to when you book them into an estimate, and how we close them, and even how we follow up after we didn't close them. So that's important, the whole system. So there's one last thing that if you don't do, you're just never going to get those high quality leads that you want, because you don't understand the psychology behind how to actually give an estimate to be able to navigate whenever you're giving an estimate correctly. And so I couldn't go into details here, but here's a video that I'm gonna put right here somewhere along the lines. It breaks down fully my sales script that I use when giving estimates, so you can navigate the situation way better than your competitors, and you can actually convert more of those leads into painting projects. So watch that video, it's somewhere right here. My name is Carlos. Take care. Bye bye.